So I think going into it, the one that I was the most worried about was like the communication. Like I was a little worried because this group of students doesn't listen the best all the time. So I was a little worried about letting them be so free with just talking out loud and like coming up and sharing their answer that like then I can lose control of them just a little bit. So I think I was the most worried about not only that, but if they would even share. Because then I also have the problem of students not wanting to share their answer, or like if they would get to where I wanted them to get. So, like, for example, when I said, 4/8 and 7/14 is the same as a half. Like, I wanted them to get to that conclusion, not they're the same, but also that it's a half. And so I think there was definitely a couple parts in the lesson where I really had to push to get them to get to that point. And then, like I said, I think I was also really lucky because my CT teaches math all day. So I got the chance to do the lesson again. And she gave me lots of really good feedback, which is why I think my first lesson to my second to my third was so much better. And I did a lot more in my second time and third time than I did the first time that I taught it. And the one that I thought, I guess like the reasoning and proof part, I honestly felt like very comfortable teaching in this way because my CT teaches like this a lot. A lot of things that we've learned in class, she talks about. She's like the head math person at the school as well. So every Wednesday that I'm there, she has meetings after school that have to do with math. And so she's familiar with these standards. She knew what they were. And so I honestly see a lot of this within her teaching. She like tries to stay away from the standard algorithms a lot. So I think I'm really lucky in that way that I got to work with her because a lot of the math that she teaches, like I don't remember learning it that way when I was a kid. I remember learning just the cross multiplying method for comparing fractions and that was it. Same with division. She does something completely different than the way I learned how to do it. So I think like the problem solving, I really felt confident in the students that they were going to be able to figure out different strategies in those like harder ones that I put in there, that they were going to be able to figure that out. But yeah, overall, I think the first lesson, there's lots of things I wanted to do that I forgot to do. There's a couple times the kids were a little confused and I had to redirect them. But then I learned from that. And so my second and third lesson, I was really prepared to solve those problems. So for example, like I talked about earlier, the whiteboard thing, demonstrating what I wanted them to put on their whiteboard. But yes.